Yeah. We're not doing that full countdown, Andy.
Oh,
Nope. Not going to do all that. Yeah. Cool. Hello. I'm Franz.
hello.
This is Andy, the looming avatar of Andy.
Yes.
It's December 2021, and this is our town hall. This is going to be a short and sweet town hall light, L-I-T-E, because there's a lot going on here, and not a tremendous amount of huge events to share or discuss, just a lot of work and heading into the end of the year, and we got people who are bringing babies into the world and people who are taking vacations, and just a lot happen at the same time. So you got me, you got Andy. We're gonna blast through some news and some of the basics here, and we're gonna do some Q&A. So my word of advice for you is, if you've got Q's, you should ask them now, so when we get to the end, we can make sure they get answered, because we're not going to dilly-dally at the end. So there you go. All business-y-ish. So what's happened since we last chatted? 9.01 was released after the previous town hall, I'm being told. I feel like it was before, but what do I know?
Time it was
around.
very closely after, but it's possible that
right in there.
Right in the mix.
Right in there,
9.01. If you haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's cool. No huge feature improvements, just, all the little stray bugs and weird issues that you would expect with a major .0 release, and then you get a .1, and probably a .2 will be coming soon. I'm not going to promise it to you before the next town hall, but it's possible. Lots of tidbits, but we want to take our time to make sure that we're doing a repeatable and regularly scheduled release process. So trying to put those 6 weeks apart, something like that. Other news that has happened, we've actually done some documentation on tasks. So to show that a little bit later. So new docs going up, some from my team, some from the community. I'll have some shout outs and thanks for that in a minute. So good to see that. Really important that people know what you can do with concrete, not just that it's there to be done. Won an award from getapp.com, named us as a category leader for enterprise content management system software, and a couple of other sub ones. I also saw that we were doing really well on G2. They haven't released that stuff yet, so I can't show it to you, but they put us in the upper quadrant of a bunch of different listings there. So that is awesome. Thank you very much, everybody who takes the time to go do these tedious review things. I know it feels silly, but it actually makes a huge difference, because that is how people find out about concrete, and people finding out about concrete grows the project, which helps us all. In that same vein, last thing I want to make sure everybody's aware of is, if you build websites for a living with concrete, you should be a services partner. How do I share my screen? Add to stream. Hey-o. You can get to our partners page from the footer right down here, partners, and you want to check out services partners. This is pretty simple, gang. You have to pass level 1 certification for version 8. That doesn't mean you can, there's no code examples in there. That is just using the software. Hey, what do stacks do? Things like that. Certification is free right now, so can't promise it will be forever, but at the moment, you can go take that certification test for free. If you fail it, it doesn't count you against you. I think you have to wait a couple hours and you can take it again. Once you have that certification that shows us, yeah, if somebody's struggling with concrete, we can send them to you, and you're not going to be making it up or tell them to go check out WordPress. We'll call you a services partner. You get special badges. You get access to a private area in the forums where you can ask questions that your clients will never see. You get special marketing materials that we're working on. You get we just had a Google Meet where, unlike this kind of somewhat preachy, I guess we called this a town hall, but it's really just us talking at you. We had a partner meetup with Google Meet where everybody got to share a little bit about what they're doing and what we could do better. And we're going to have those. I don't think we're having another one of those this month because, again, end of the year, but we'll have one in January. So that's pretty cool. We want to put Andy and me on the spot for not having some feature you need, or direct us to the documentation that will help you close gigs. Partners they're important to us. And we're not designing websites, we're not building websites, but we get people filling out these forms every day saying, I need someone to design and build me a website. I would like to host that website. I need you to help me build it. So if you have not become a services partner yet, you should. That program has been growing exponentially since we launched it, I think in October. So yeah, please join us there. That is my news. I'm going to remove that from the stream. Booyah. Any other news on spacing? I think those are the big strokes. All right. This is the thank you section of our town hall, where we shout out all the people who have contributed code, have posted issues to Git, and have done some documentation. Andy, do you want to take a pass?
Let's take a pass.
Let's do it.
All right. Yeah, thank you everyone who has submitted code this month. That includes Biplo Bice, Hamza Wibacha, Hishi Masuva Mlokati, and especially thank you for all the translation commits in GitHub. Version 9 didn't ship with full localization for all of the new JavaScript components because it was just a monumental task. And as he does, Mlokati took up the mantle of the monumental tasks and really did a tremendous amount of work for that. So 9.0.2 that's coming will have a lot better translation for all these new JavaScript components that we're adding. So thank you so much for that. Additionally, Rude Zuderlicht and Zanweb did code submissions as well. Thank you to everyone who did that. In addition, tons of new issues being reported. That's good. We want to keep up the momentum so we can fix them. Reporters include Abrechts and Thataway, AOL Rogi, Bloody Iron, Bushman, CCM Enlil, Daniel G. Wood, Data South, Dave Dew, Dr. Biscuit, Evan Cooper, EXA18, First Thomas, Hamed Daragi, Hamza Wibacha, J Bender Zero, John the Fish, Catalysis, Katsuno, K-Fog, Linuxoid, Iswell Goad, Luigi 23N, Marcin Fritz Bjorka, Mlokati, Nikolai Nikolajevic, Open A Run, Felfenbein, Philip H. Young, Rick Zuderlicht, Rude Zuderlicht, Stan Barrows, Studio 108, Tac Tac, Vidal, Web Espresso CH, Wordish, Zoltan, Gal, CM Design, and Z Partikov.
Woo! That's exciting.
Get me going. Give me twice as many next month.
All right, we'll do it.
Oh, man. Thank you to everyone who has submitted issues. Yeah, we are in the process of fixing a lot of those for 902. And yeah, we just want to make Concrete as stable and bug-free as possible. And this every bit helps.
That's great. Thank you. And well done, Andy. Thank you also to, I'm not going to be as good as you, Evan, Doc Edits, Hissy, Katsuno, Levitt? Yeah, all right. And Lisan for helping with documentation. That is every bit as important as everything else.
Absolutely.
So, thanks to everybody and all the hard work that you do, making Concrete bigger than any of us individuals. That is super awesome. This is the period in the program where we're going to check in on the Golden Baton. So we have a special badge that a leading community member wins when a previous leading community member hands it off to them, like a golden baton, passes it on to the next person. So last month, Katsuno from Japan won the Golden Baton, and now we're going to see if I can play the video that he sent for who wins it next.
Hello guys, this is Kat from Japan. Well, first of all, thank you, Mikhail, for passing me the baton. I didn't expect that I received one from you. I'm very honored and humble. And also, Franz, Andrew, and everybody at the Portland Lab. Thank you very much. I have been loving Concrete CMS since I met. It has a robust design, but also the flexibility to develop and enhance the feature. Back then, I didn't know anything about PHP, but with the help of my colleague at the Concrete Japan, We were able to serve many famous Japanese companies and universities, and from the website to mobile app. It's all thanks to Concrete CMS. So when I think about whom should I give my baton to, one person that I came up with who stood out from most of the other person, I wanted to give this to someone who is helping out other people in the community. I also love helping out people in the forum or Slack as much as possible. If you do, you don't just help that person, you actually can learn a lot more from other person's experience, and you learn a lot about Concrete and open source. That's what I love about Concrete. And the person whom I met during the Cascadia 2018, he was really motivational. He was really outgoing, energetic. I kind of received lots of good energy out of him. And also, he has been helping out a lot in the forum and the Slack. So I really think that he should be credited for all the good work that he's done. Whose name is Stu Black 23, Wayne Stewart. Thank you.
Thank you, Katz.
Nice.
Awesome. And congratulations, Stu Black. Good job. Agree with everything that Katz said. Both about just how when you help other people, you learn as much yourself, and it just not only makes the world a better place for them, but for you as well. I thought that was really elegant. And Stu Black's outstanding. Absolutely deserves the golden baton. And I love the lighting on that video. Kat's like,
I know he's got the control station behind him too, the 5 or 6 monitors, and
it makes my little. I really feel like I should have set up a light in here or something. Beautiful video. Well done, Katz. Congratulations, Stu. And right on. All right. What are we doing now? Oh, I'm showing off some documentation that we made. Let me do this. So you will find in the user guide section of documentation a whole bunch of content around tasks. We are still working on the developer side of that, but actually there's quite a bit that needs explaining just around the user side of it. So if you get into user guide, running a site, maintenance tasks, you'll see all this stuff around what tasks are and how to schedule them and what logging will do, etc., etc. There is also some stuff underneath automation about tasks that is new, that deserves a look-see from everybody. And under system settings, notifications, server sent events is some new content as well. So yeah, lots of stuff buried in there that will be helpful to folks, I expect. More to come, but wanted to draw special attention to that.
Yeah, I thought we always, our user guide section for some of these features that are a little bit more buried, like we could always have done a bit better communicating that. We try when we hear, as developers, when we hear our docs need to improve, we naturally glom onto the developer side of things and say, okay, we need to do a better job teaching you how to do all the ins and outs of the code. And while that's certainly true, there's a lot to this stuff that you need to understand before you can even touch code. So trying to do a good job explaining all the ins and outs of the new system and why we like it better than jobs, and explain it in greater detail than we ever did with jobs. So yeah, pretty excited about it.
Nice. Well done. Okay, next up we are going to check in with John and Noor on the PRB. and then we're going to go straight to Q&A. No showcase this month. So let me figure out where we left the brand. I don't know why it's under brand, but sure. Okay, here we go.
Well, we have a few new marketplace approvals to show you, and with this being the last news of the year, Nora and I have indulged in each picking one extra add-on from the marketplace. My extra choice is Nestable Manual Nav by Sharok. This is a navigation block that can be used anywhere you would use an auto nav, and it's been free in the marketplace for a few years now and fulfills two very useful roles. The first is where you need multi-level navigation menus that don't follow the sitemap. You can build the menu by selecting pages in the edit dialog and dragging them to rearrange the navigation tree and create a new navigation hierarchy. Secondly, it doesn't carry the expensive database queries that a regular auto nav can generate, especially when there are multiple levels of menu. What I particularly like is that templates are 100% compatible with AutoNav, so it's very easy to style because you can take any AutoNav block template and drop it in as a template for Nestable Manual Nav, and it instantly adapts to your theme. As well as being free in the marketplace, Nestable Manual Nav is also on GitHub should you want to contribute. Our first new approval is a free add-on from regular marketplace developer Linuxoid. As its name suggests, scroll to top places a scroll to top button at the bottom right of the window. If you want to place it elsewhere, a custom template should be simple enough. This add-on was released for version 9 and is not compatible with version 8. Also by Linuxoid we have Tender application. This is one of Linuxoid's higher level applications. In this case it provides an application for managing a basic tender process. In the dashboard you set up a hierarchy of companies, departments and requirements for tender, and enabled registered users to submit tenders. Front-end blocks allow those users to view and filter the list of open requirements for tender, go to a specific item and submit a tender for the work or to supply goods. This can be a simple text response or accompanied by uploaded documents. Then back in the dashboard you can review tenders submitted and close the requirements. The add-on does not provide any e-commerce functionality, it's purely for the basic tender process. It was released for version 9 and is not compatible with version 8. The price is $99 in the marketplace. Now we come to the first of two Webp add-ons. Webp is a not so new image format that provides both higher quality and better compression than usual JPEG for web images. Hence there's a school of opinion that Webp is good for SEO. Anyway, here we have Webp for thumbnails by Lemonbrain, and this provides a block template for the core image block that shows images using Webp. The add-on sets up a parallel set of Webp thumbnail types in the file manager and automatically converts images to them. There's also a job for bulk converting images to Webp. The add-on's compatible with recent version 8 and is also fully compatible with version 9. The marketplace price is $20. Now I'll pass you on to Noor for another Webp add-on and the rest of the news.
Thank you, John. Hello, guys. So my first package is Automatic Webp Image Conversion by developer Affixia, which goes a little further than the previous one. What it does is it will automatically convert all your images as long as they are in the application folder, and then it would serve them to the page. So it pretty much does it all. Webp images are much lighter to load, and it works very well even out of the box. You can just turn it on and let it work. Then, depending on your setting, your performance might vary. So you might want to try different settings and use server redirects htaccess extra or not. You'll have to try different variation and see what works best for you. But this works very well and gives pretty good results. It's $40 and it got approved just a few days ago in the PRB. The next package is add registered users to group by developer Linuxoid. It allows you to add users and remove users from groups in bulk, which is very useful, and the core doesn't do that. So frankly, if you have more than 5 users on your website, this is a pretty good add-on to have, because it gets tedious very quickly to add them to groups and remove them from groups. It also allows you to automatically add the users to a specific group on registration, but the core does that already. Really what's interesting with this package is the bulk functionality. So you can move users from one group to another, remove them from a group totally, and it goes really fast. It works pretty well. It's $15, and it was also one of our latest approval in the PRB. Last but not least, package image optimizer from developer A3020. Since we were talking about Webp images, I thought we'd talk about this one. It's an old one, but it works very well. A word of caution, all of A3020 packages are now free, but they're not supported anymore. So it still works. No idea if it will work in version 9 of Concrete, so you'll have to see. But it allows you to optimize all your images, PNG, JPEG, SVG, GIF, all of them, using either the tiny PNG online service, or if you have access to, if you can install packages on your website, you can use it directly on your server, you can use it directly on your server without any external service, and through the command line if you want. You can expect to optimize your images like with the reduction in size by up to 75%, especially PNG images are very good candidates for that. Another word of caution, PNG optimization with this package will only work starting from Concrete 8.5 and above, because there was a bug before in the core, and so that didn't work. So this package is really a must-have for optimization of your website and to make sure everything loads very fast and you save on space. Make sure to read the explanation on how to install locally all the required packages and everything. And that's it. Thank you very much for listening, and Happy New Year. See you next time.
Awesome.
No, I'm on the phone.
You're on live TV, Andy.
I know.
Yeah. So thank you, Noor and John, for doing that. And that's really cool. Particularly that Nestable Nav one is something that we run into all the time. It's a common challenge of, look, the auto nav is a really cool way to build hierarchy nav, and so there's a sense of like, well, I mean, you do that in my primary nav, have a bunch of drop downs, and I can even have cascading drop downs, and that's awesome. And you build out this site to begin with, and you get your 12-page site, it's great, and then you come back later and your client has taken your 12-page site and turned it into a 300-page site, and now every page load, that auto nav has to parse the whole tree to try to figure out how to make a sub item, and that's inefficient. So I can absolutely see using your main nav doesn't change that much, so like just hard code that and save some processing power. So
Oh yeah, and it's clever that the same templates will work between the auto nav and that block. That's very clever.
Yeah, nicely done. Okay, we are into the Q&A part of the show. Oh, look at this. I can good morning from Ashland, Oregon. Good morning, John. Morning from Portland, Oregon. Hi from the UK. Look, boom. I'm like a video producer. This is pretty cool. So, where are my questions? Let's see. Down here in this other doc. Rude Wolverine, Raven is asking, PHP 7.4 will not be receiving security updates after November 2022. This means only PHP 8 will be safe to use. Version 9 isn't fully compatible yet. There's an issue adding core area layout blocks, for example. And version 8 of Concrete is definitely not compatible with version 8 of PHP. I assume version 9 will be working just fine, but I'm wondering if version 8 will be ported to be PHP 8 compatible. The short answer is no. So here is the PHP supported versions page. Root is right, that 7.4 is the last 7 version. And looks like we missed active support 16 days ago. I hope you got your issues in, Andy, because there's no more. Let's just, you can frame it as a security concern. Happily, we still have the better part of a year of security updates for 7.4. So that is quite a bit of time. We have also committed to do security updates on the version 8 branch through at least May of 2022. That's in at least May, so we'll see how that goes. But I think it would take pretty extensive work to make version 8 of Concrete behave on version 8 of PHP. And that is, so we would rather spend that time making version 9 flawless. So that is what we will be planning to do. I think, for context, a lot of this is around error reporting. And so I think there's probably a little bit of a delta between does it function and how is it configured? I don't know if you want to add any.
Yeah, I
detail
do.
to that, Andy.
Yeah, so Concrete version 8 relies on a bunch of libraries that are PHP 7 compatible. And so making it work on PHP 8 is actually a very difficult task because it requires upgrading a bunch of core libraries to the versions of those third-party libraries that can function on PHP 8. So that's what we've done in version 9, but it's, created a lot of backward compatible headaches for package developers and stuff like that. Nothing insurmountable, but it's not a simple drop in make Concrete version 8 work on PHP 8. So that's the main reason why we didn't bring PHP support to version 8 of Concrete. It's not because we didn't want to, just because it was actually not an insignificant task. And then, regarding the issues of PHP 8 errors on version 9, a lot of those errors are a result of PHP changing the sort of threshold for certain types of errors. And so there's ways that you can suppress those to get them back to the way they were prior to Concrete version 9. But we don't really want to do that in the core because we don't want to suppress things that actually might be real errors that we care a lot about. So we are in the process of fixing those, and I can imagine PHP 8 compatibility being a little less bumpy with version 9.02 and 9.03 and the ones that we subsequently work on. And so that's pretty much the status of that, and it will be getting a lot smoother quite quickly.
There you go. Next question is one I can show. Can you please put links into the description of the YouTube for additional marketing SEO? So like all the packages and the PRB and here's new docs that we made. Yeah, that's a great idea. Obviously, we should be doing that. Mike, if you're listening, I feel like there's a task coming at you. So thanks, John. Another one from John. Why not hold the town hall on the second Tuesday of each month?
Is that not what we do?
I feel like that's what we're doing. I think that's what's happening. I think it used to be the first Tuesday, and then we kind of things kept happening on the first Tuesday, so it kind of got pushed out to the second one, and then we just kind of settled on the second one. So I feel like that's pretty much what we're doing, unless I'm misunderstanding something. Stu Black is actually here. Says, "Wow, thanks everyone. Thanks, Cats. Thank you, Stu. Good job. Nice to see you here and kicking ass. And congrats from all sorts of people. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, click. Let's see. Next up, Jens via Slack says, are there any docs/video/posts around the version 9 user group types and roles plus manager toggle? toss that one to you, Andy.
Yeah, no, unfortunately there are not any yet. This is one of those features that we is working, but is kind of in a beta state. I mean, obviously your users and groups will continue to function as they have, but the new features around the group types and these kind of new roles that we're adding, they can be considered beta, and there's some ways to work with them programmatically, but we need to flesh those out in the user interface, and of course add docs for them as well. The good news is a fair amount of that thinking will be coming to the Concrete community site, which will be using this functionality, so you can see that coming sooner rather than later.
Yeah, so that is definitely going to be powering how we make it easy for you guys to manage multiple hosting projects and all that kind of stuff. So I think a little bit in flux, but as it becomes more stable, it'll get documented as well. I feel like that's the questions. I'm now just seeing questions being added to the Google Doc that are also in the chat, and I don't know. I think we did it. You got anything else, Andy?
I don't think so.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to say happy holidays to everybody. And it's been a pretty exciting year to actually be able to focus on the core and the community. And man, a lot has changed. We've, changed the name. We've relaunched all the websites, the marketing material, version 9, which we've been working on since, I think, 2018, if not before, is finally released. So, been a huge year of a lot of paying off code debt and cleaning out dirty closets and that kind of stuff. And very exciting, and even more excited for next year as we start to reap some of the rewards of all this hard work. So thank you, everybody, and we will see you in 2022.
Thanks, everyone.
Okay, I'm just going to end it. I don't have the outro.